So we're here in Western BC with Scottie Resources at their Scottie Gold Mine project. Now we're going to go chat to the team and find out just what they're doing here, what techniques they're using to explore the area, and yeah, look at some rocks. So let's go check it out.
Scottie Resources, junior mining exploration company focused on the Golden Triangle and the Southern Golden Triangle in northwestern BC. We've been here for about 5 years looking around a past producing mine called the Scottie Gold Mine, and we're looking at expanding the resource around that existing mine as well as making new discoveries out and around there, of which we've been quite successful.
We're in an absolutely stunning setting here. What is the geology of the area? What are the rocks we're stood on?
Yeah, we've got 3 main rock units that kind of form what we're standing on and what we've driven over in the last little bit. We've got the Texas Creek Plutonic Suite, which is the main driver for basically mineralization heat in the area. We've got the Unic River Formation, which is a volcanic package. It's an andesitic rock. Really, that's where a lot of the fluids are concentrating, where you get structural traps in there, and that's where the Scottie Gold Mine itself is hosted. And then we've got a siltstone unit of the Hazelton Formation in contact with that andesitic rock, and right at that contact is where we've been identifying a lot of mineralization, what we call our blueberry contact zone. This is an example of one of the vein types that we have here on the property. This is what hosts most of the gold mineralization here. You can see it coming through here. It's about 1.5 meters at its widest. We're obviously outcropping at surface, but the vein itself is a massive pure-type pyrite-rich vein. It's got a little bit of chalco and a little bit of galena in it as well, but it'll run phenomenally well. So this is... We drilled a hole here and it ran about 70 grams over almost 4 meters when we drilled through it.
Wow, so finding a vein like this is a really good indication.
Yeah, and the surprising things about these veins is they actually don't have a large alteration halo around them. So when you see them at surface, you can only see a couple meters out from them that they've altered the host rock. But when you're in it, you know you're in it. Obviously you've got a piece of that there. It's just massive sulfides. It's very dense, It's got great mineralization and it's very easy to spot.
I'm trying to get a representative sample across this whole meter. So I try to take a little sample, a little chip from across the whole length, and then it gives us a nice representation of this chunk of rock right here.
And how long are you trenching for? Like, what's the...
Oh, this trench is about maybe 15 meters behind us, and it goes on over there for another 80 meters or so.
Awesome. So you'll send these off to get some results and then decide whether to continue on?
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's more or less to give us an idea of whether or not there's gold occurring in this contact.
So after core is being done analyzed by a geologger, the next step is that we have to prepare it so that our cutters is what we send it to next. And then from there, we will send that to SGS, which is our lab where we send all of our cores to once they've been cut in half. And then from there, it will get analyzed and processed to see how much gold or mineral percentages are inside the whole core.
So at the end of the season, when they are doing their modeling, they're able to look at the big picture, and if there are certain orientations that are responsible for mineralization, they're able to go in and see that with the core that they've pulled out of the subsurface.
You can see here that there's this andesite siltstone contact. We have gold-bearing mineralization along these east-west faults that intersect the blueberry contact. We've been targeting that quite a bit with our drilling. So this is a long section along the contact. You can see it's modeled here in this goldish color, and this is our grade contour model. And you can see that the contact area has these chutes that are likely the intersection of these east-west faults intersecting this north-south contact.
So we've used a few different processes over the last few years to figure out what works best. The 2 that work really well for us are IP, at identifying that contact between andesite and siltstone, that lithological contact. Those 2 units react differently to IP, and we're able to find exactly where long that contact is. And EM, electromagnetics, is really good at identifying hot spots of mineralization along that contact. So it's a kind of combination of those 2 techniques together that really illustrate the best places to start drilling.
So over the next 12 months, what should people be looking out for?
Well, we're actively drilling right now. So as we saw this morning, we've got 3 drills out on site. We are churning through core. So we are going to be putting out a lot of results over the next, I'd say that probably the first result maybe in a month's time from when this video is made, and then we'll probably have results for 3 or 4 months after that, just kind of one after another, just because of the amount of information that we're going to be producing this year. So information flow coming us, we're going to be able to identify whether has it been successful at stepping out in blueberry. Last year we had the strike length at about 700 meters. This year we're testing it up to 1400 meters. So it would be a doubling of the strike length, and then we're pushing it down deeper as well. We're down to 225, and right now we're currently drilling a hole at 350, and I expect to go deeper this summer. So could double the size of what we're targeting at this point. So very excited about that over the next 12 months.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. So talking about excitement, what excites you most about this project as a whole?
I think the thing that excites me the most about this project is that it's likely going to be ore that comes out of the ground and goes into a mill in the near term. The grades that we have, it's at surface, it's in a great mining jurisdiction. We've got 2 mills on either side of us. To the north, we've got Bruce Jack, and then to the south, we've got Ascot that's just going to be turning on. It's only a 20-kilometer road between us. So I see that what we're discovering now is going to be mined in my lifetime, which is very unique and very exciting. The question for us is, are we a standalone mine, or do we need another mill to support us? But that kind of remains to be seen at this point.
For sure. No, thank you very much for your time today. It's been an amazing experience to see your project here.
Well, thank you for coming.
Pleasure.